Right. First things first. Do you all know what a radius is? Yeah or no? Right. Things to note. Let me hear. All you know what a radius? Number one, radius. Let me hear, guys. If I draw this triangle, I say triangle. If I draw this circle here, I draw this circle. Could you tell me which line is the radius? So I'm going to draw a couple lines here inside this circle, and I want you to tell me which one is the radius. So I have that blue line over there. I have this red line over here. I have this green line over here. Which one do you think is the radius? Simran.
Say blue line.
Ivan, you say the blue line. Simran, you agree? Blue line?
No.
Simran, the blue line is the radius.
Serious? I thought that's the diameter.
Nah, the diameter goes from end to end of the circle and it passes through the center. The radius is half of the diameter. So, Simran, the diameter in this circle would actually be the green line over here. Yeah. So you see how the green line goes from this end to this end and it passes through the center? That is the diameter. You see how the blue line starting from the center and going to the circumference? That's the radius. So don't worry, I'll be going over all the basic concepts so as to not confuse anybody. So the radius is a line from the center of the circle to a point along. Oh, and the next thing, you know what circumference means? Tell me. Simran, do you know what the word circumference means? That's the next thing. Simran?
Yeah, but I can't remember. I'm trying to place the words.
All right, so Simran, you see this length over here, the outer length for the circle, the entire thing?
Yeah.
That's the circumference. The entire thing over there, that's the circumference. That's the circumference. So let me just change this color real quick. All right. So Desron, this coming back to you. Desron, let me know if you hear me. Can I hear Desron? Right. Center. Is there anybody that does not understand what the radius is? Tell me no. One time. Simran. Yeah, no. Sky.
Yeah.
Adetola. Mira. Jira. Plenty names away. Yeah. Everybody understand what the radius is?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a question now. Question. So you all could start copying down while I write the question, right? Does this diagram have a radius? Okay, so I want to hear. Tell me, does the diagram I just draw have a radius? Rapid fire. Let me hear. So let me check the chats.
No, it doesn't have a radius.
It does not have a radius. Why does it
No,
not have a
because it's not
radius?
in the center.
Because it's not starting from the
So
center of the line. I mean, the
Exactly.
center of the circle.
What tells you it's the center is if they have, normally in the questions, they would have O, right? A lot of students assume that something is the center when in actuality it's not the center. So Jada, I see you now join. What are you doing your dreaded topic? We're doing circle theorems. How you feeling about that? Can I hear you, Jada?
9/11 all over again.
Nightmare all over again, right? The first thing I'm teaching is a radius. A radius is just a point from the center to any point along the circumference. So what if I were to do this now? What if I were to do this now? Would it have a radius? Yes or no? Tell me fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much radii are you seeing in the diagram now?
2.
Okay. It's important to note that in a circle, the length of the radii is the same. So anywhere you measure the radius in a circle, it will be the same length. So something you should also connect the dots with is that they like to bring isosceles triangles in these circles. An isosceles triangle is a triangle that has two equal sides. So let me run that back one more time. We know that a radius starts from the center and it goes to the circumference, right? And I just said that in a circle, the radius is the same everywhere. So somebody tell me, if this was 5 centimeters, what would this length over here be? Fast.
5 centimeters.
5 centimeters.
Great. If I were to draw a diameter, what would be the length of the diameter?
10 centimeters.
Great. Right, because the diameter is just 2 times the radius. Yeah. Jada, did I lose you anywhere?
Not so far.
Not so far? Okay. So, let me know if I could move on. Right? Yes. So as soon as you guys have this copy down, let me know and I'll move on. Right, so guys, don't be scared to talk and thing. My class is very, very interactive. It's called Math Vibes for a reason, because we'll be vibing half the time. Right, so there's Ron, you there? There's Ron, I see you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm now hearing you. There's Ron, you remember what the radius and circumference was, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Mother.
Diameter. So, I'll look at copy down the what's on the screen. I'm going to write what the diameter is. So, diameter is line that goes one end All right, so does anybody have the radius, the question on all the diagrams copied down as yet? Does anybody have all of this copied down as yet? You don't have to draw the circle perfect, you know. The circle could look like a cookie. It could look like a Subway cookie. That's fine. Right?
I copied that a long time. Yeah, I finished.
Okay, good. All right, so the diameter is a line that goes from one end of the circumference to the other, and that's run. Right? What did I write in red? What does it say in red?
All right, Paul, to the center.
Okay, so if I were to draw that, it goes from one end to the other end, but does it pass through the center?
Nah.
No, so that is not a diameter. That's another mistake students make. If it doesn't pass through the center, it's not a diameter, right? So the diameter is a line that goes from one end to the other end of the circumference. So Simran, you understand what the circumference is now, right?
Yeah.
Right. So if I start at this end of the circumference, I need to pass through the center and I need to go to the other end of the circumference. So would that be a diameter? Does it go from end to end and pass through the center? Tell me, Simran.
Yeah.
Yes. So this would be the diameter, right? Cool. Everybody said that they copied down the radius and the question, so that's good. So copy down the diameter, right? The next thing I want to look at is something called a chord. Now, guys, what does a chord do? When think of a chord in regular day-to-day life. Jada, when you hear the word chord, we think a chord does do. What does a chord do? Jada, a chord. Or Kadisha, a chord. Anybody? A chord. What does a chord do? Talking about like a phone charger, a cable or something, like a cord. What does a cord do?
It connects.
Yeah, and you just connect two things together. A cord.
Yeah.
So a cord is like a diameter, but remove the passing through the center part. And that's a cord. Right? So a cord is a line that goes from one end comes- and there's Ron. What do you think I'm going to write in red over here? So I said that is a line that goes from one end of the circumference to the other. And what do you think I'm going to write in red? Tell me that's wrong. What do you think I'm going to write in red?
It does connect the two.
When I say that it goes from one end to the other end, it implies that it connects the two. Yeah. So that part's already there. It connecting 2 points on the circumference. Yeah. But that's wrong. What separates a chord from being a diameter? Tell me that's wrong.
Um,
What prevents a chord
Um,
from being a diameter?
The point?
By point, you mean center?
Yeah, well, yeah, center, sorry.
If that's what you mean, yes. That's wrong. This is
Yeah, that's what I mean, sorry. The
nice.
center.
That's correct. Right? So that's wrong. Something is a diameter if it passes through the center. Right? Something is a chord if it doesn't pass through the center. Understand? So
yeah.
it's the same concept, it's just that it don't pass through the center. So there's an example here. So let me just say that the center was over here. Right? This is the center. Well, a chord, this would be an example of a chord. Yeah. Simran, do you think that this would be a chord as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Simran, why are we saying yeah? You're correct, but why are we saying that?
Because it didn't go through the center.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's literally it, right? It didn't go to the center, right? Now again, this is a mistake students will make. Or they probably make it before and you didn't even realize. Right? So sometimes in these circle theorem diagrams, they might have something like that. And students might be quick to say that this is 90 degrees, but that theorem would only work if the line passes through the center. Yeah. So be very careful about a chord. Does anybody have any questions so far? We look at radius, diameter, and chord. Anybody have a question?
No, sir.
Nah, we good? Cool. As soon as you have diameter and chord copy down, tell me, we're gonna move on to segment.
I done.
You done? Right. All right, who else is finished?
I finished.
You're finished? Okay, nice. I'm kind of surprised by how much are they talking. Like, usually people don't talk. Big up all there.
Yes, sir, I finished.
Kadisha, I don't forget, and she was the person that was in the live.
Yes, yes, yes.
Big up you. One of these days, I will tell my partner join. Tivon. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was real fun.
Actually, I could tell him to join now. If he offered. Yeah.
Yeah, he was fun.
Yeah, he's real vibes.
That's why I actually joined, because he was making it so fun. It wasn't just about living. And that's why I like,
Nice math vibe. We vibing,
yeah, for real.
right? I don't want to slaughter your name, eh? Precisus. Precious. I don't know how to say your name. Help me. I see you on mute, but I'm not hearing you. Anybody else hearing her?
No.
Try talking a bit louder. Unmute and try to talk a bit louder. Okay, I'm not hearing her. All right. I'm pretty sure I sorted that name. All right. Does everybody have diameter and chord copy down?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So no more. Let me move on to segment now. When I hear the word segment, what do you think about? Depending on it,
A piece.
a piece, yeah. Now
A piece of something.
depending on the age, when you hear segment, you might think like TV6, TV, like Channel 9 and like TV, like show segments. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
Yeah. Right, so we're gonna look at a segment. A segment is just basically a portion of a circle separated by a chord or a diameter. You'll see what I mean. Segment. Yeah. Give away the simplest definition. A segment is a piece of a circle. You can think about like that, or a portion of a circle. So, Jida, you there?
Yes, I am.
You could eat a piece of pizza right now?
Sure, why not?
I was expecting to hear the whole piece of pizza. If it's like Pizza Hut though, you had to eat more than one pizza. Pizza Hut is the best. Or they could fight more on that. Mario's can't beat Pizza Hut. Yeah. So, Jida, let me just say we have a Pizza Hut pizza here, right? And you cut the circle real puhar. Like a real bad. And this way you're not doing, right? I don't know what you was thinking, but you cut the pizza like this. And because you cut the pizza like that, the pizza is now divided into two segments. Yeah?
Yes.
Now, which segment you eating? That's the question. The bigger one or the smaller one? Would you read the bigger segment or the smaller segment?
The bigger one.
Exactly. Who here gonna take the smaller piece of pizza? Kadisha, you gonna take the smaller piece of pizza or you taking the bigger one? Apparently.
The smaller.
What? Hey, I taking the bigger piece, yes. So this is what our segment is. So the segments would just be the portion, the area, the piece of a circle. So let's just call this chord AB. So I think everybody understands that there's a chord, right? Because why? It goes from one end to the other end, right? And does it pass through the center? Does that line pass through the center? Tell me. There's Ron, that line pass through the center?
No.
No. So it's a chord, right? It's a chord.
No.
So we have this segment over here. We're gonna use words like major and minor. Which one sounding bigger? Major or minor? Probably hard to say. Which one sounding bigger? Major or minor?
Major.
Yeah. Major sounding bigger. So you see this segment here, we call this segment the minor segment because it's smaller. See minor segments. Right? And what do you think we'd call that segment? Which is like the other piece of the circle. Somebody fast, tell me, quick.
What is the major segment?
That's the major segment, right? Yeah, it's the major segment. Yeah, that's wrong. You taking the major segment of the pizza or the minor segment of the pizza? What you taking? If not the whole pizza, just run. I feel you go take the whole
I'll take the
pizza.
minor. I'll take the minor.
Serious? You trying to burn some?
Right now on a diet.
What? Vanessa, how you on a diet or?
Yeah.
We pressure day, boy. You getting to play games and things these days?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, good. All right. So unmute and tell me if you understand what a segment is. Do we understand what a segment is?
Yeah.
Yeah. All you kill me with the silence, you know. Anybody? All you know is a segment? Simran, you know is a segment now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
So this segment, it's similar to the chord.
You said that you was asking me if this segment was similar to the chord?
So this segment is similar to the chord, right?
I wouldn't say it's similar. I would say that it depends.
Yeah.
Okay, to get a segment, it depends on you cutting the circle into some portions. So, Kadisha, you understand that if I cut the circle here, now I'm dividing the circle ends. And if I were to cut like
Right. Right, yeah.
and so this whole like this part over here and this part over here, those things will be the segments. Those things are the segments. Like the portions now.
Right. So it separates.
Yep. That's it.
Okay.
Right. The next thing I want to look at is
Okay.
called an arc. An arc is just simply piece of a circumference. Piece of the and again we're gonna be looking at words like major and minor. Right? So Simran, let me know if you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, nice. So Simran, we're going to draw a chord. Let's draw a chord. Simran, we want to call this chord. So I call the first one AB. We want to call this chord.
CD.
CB, okay. Any particular reason why?
No.
Nah? Okay. All right. So CB, right? So Simran, when you do that, and you like cutting the circle or the pizza into like portions, yeah or no? Think about it. Imagine if you had a pizza, right? And it cut it like that. Simran, and you would end up with this piece over here, this big piece, and then this smaller piece. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at this diagram in parts. In parts. Let's do that, shall we? So I say in the arc, it's just piece of a circumference. That's what I say. So Simran, let me just erase this a bit. Okay. All right. So you would have this piece over here. And then you would have this piece over here. Now, Simran, if this was a piece of pizza, which one you eating? The bigger piece or the smaller piece?
Big piece of fat, the smaller piece.
Why everybody saying the smaller piece, boy? Everybody on a diet or?
Because you're not calling me.
Okay, let me call you. Sky, which piece you gonna take? I like that. And if you ask me, I take any whole pizza. All right, Simran, you understand that? Like, look at this, right? Simran, can you see that by cutting the circle, you have two different regions now? In other words, you have a minor segment and you have a major segment. Yeah?
Yeah.
Would I still call this the circumference? Would I call that the circumference?
No.
No. Would I call this the circumference?
No.
No, I would not, because the circumference is, remember, the circumference is the distance of the whole thing. But by us cutting the circle, it kind of divides it. So let me show you what's going to happen, right? You see this thing over here? That's such a bad diagram. Let me just draw this properly here. Give me a second. Okay. All right. So, Simran, you see this, you see that piece of the circumference you see in there? You see that?
Yeah.
Because it's piece of the circumference, what would I call it? Because it's piece of the circumference, what am I going to call it?
The arc?
Yes. Now, because we cut the circle, wouldn't it have two arcs? So we have this arc, we have this arc. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Which arc looking bigger? I'm gonna draw this one in green. The green one looking bigger or the purple one looking bigger?
The purple.
So if something is bigger, you would call it major or minor.
Major.
Exactly. So the purple one would be the major what?
Arc?
Yeah. And the green one would be the
Minor.
yes. You're getting it. Big up yourself. Right? So this green one is going to be the minor arc. And this purple one is going to be the major arc. Kadisha, understanding this?
Yes, sir. Minor is more like just smaller, and then the major is basically the bigger one.
Perfect. Perfect, right? That's it. So, does everybody understand what an arc is? So this would be
Yes, sir.
so that would be the major arc, and this would be the minor arc. Yeah. Jada, on a scale of 1 to 10, how lost are we? If lost at all?
0.
0. You don't need maps.
No, but I prefer Waze.
Prefer Waze. You know, I never used Waze before. I never used Waze before. Yeah. I will try it. I'll find Waze better. I know we have a lot of adults in class. Kadisha, you just drive?
No, I don't, but I use Waze already, and I prefer Google Map.
It's simpler or something? Or
Huh?
it more trust like it's simpler. What do you prefer about Google Maps?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's simpler.
And
It's
Jira,
more
why
simple.
why do you prefer Waze?
Because for me, it's easier.
It what?
It's easier.
It's easier. Well, Desron, why you just use Desron? Desron, you just use Google Maps or
I
where?
use Google Maps.
I think Jira, I think
Use Waze on the highway though.
what's so good about
So
Waze?
I see where police is.
Well, yeah,
I'm using
anywhere
Waze.
past the highway is kind of common sense.
Oh well, I didn't know you could do that with Waze. Didn't know you could do that
Yeah.
with Waze. Well, I'll use Waze then.
Waze is
So
I will use that from now on.
I was
also
stopped
a way
speeding
how
one time I see the police.
But see that Desron?
Waze is how to figure out where traffic is.
Google Maps can do that. I know Google Maps will show you the congestion rates and if it go take longer.
Huh?
I say Google Maps could show you traffic and thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I breaking up
I
badly?
know where the police is.
Am I breaking up badly?
Not really.
Okay, good. Once I'm not breaking up too badly. All right, so I'm gonna trust that we understand everything so far, but I need to get some feedback. Kadisha, did I do anything that was mind-boggling? Crazy. I do anything that was hard?
No, sir. No,
Nah.
sir. Everything's straightforward so far.
Okay, nice. Simran, Atola, Sky, Mira, Ivan, Joshua. Are we good?
Yes, I understand.
Good so far.
Okay, nice. Because I'm gonna test you guys in the end, I'm gonna see if all you're lacking. Right? So the only thing we had to look at is a sector. The last thing we had to look at. A sector. Right? You can literally think of a sector as a slice of the circle. Again, you'll see what I mean by that. Just trust me. See what I mean. A sector is just basically how it is cut a pizza, right? And pizza slices does look like this? Yeah or no? Tell me, guys. And that's how pizza slices does look?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
right. So a sector, imagine you had that big pizza, right? And you were to cut a slice. So you take this slice and you remove it from the circle, right? You remove it. That's what a sector would be. Wait, So let me take the same diagram. All right, so all you understand what I do? I just take the pizza, right, and I cut a slice. All you seeing what happening? Like, all you understand that? Is there anybody confused by that?
So I understand.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That sector. Now, it have some key things you need to know about a sector, Key things. So, Simran, I'm gonna test you. I'm gonna test you, right? So, Simran, notice that this line started from the center and went to the circumference. If you're talking about it, it would have went to the circumference. So, what would I call that line there? Goes from the center to the circumference. What would I call that?
The
Center to the circumference.
three.
You said radius?
Yeah.
That's correct. This one also goes from the center to the circumference. So that would also be a What would this be?
Radius.
Yes.
The radius.
Yes. So in other words, both of these are radii. Plural for radius is radii, by the way. Right? So a sector is made up of 2 radii on either side. Yeah. Just remember that, right? It starts at the center, so just remember that as well. And could anybody remind me what I would call this over here? If it's piece of the circumference, what would I call that? If it's piece of the circumference, what do I call the piece of a circumference? Remind me, somebody.
The arc.
The arc. Right? So a sector has 2 radii, right, at the center, and it has an arc length. So anybody that just don't understand what I'm doing at all, tell me now. I'm asking that a lot, because maths is something. If I lose you here, well, trust me, I will lose you when we reach over here. Wait, let me show you. Let me show you why I'm taking my time here, right? Let me show you how these circle theorem questions look. So I mean, we had to understand the basic things first. So that's it. These are the things you need to know for a circle. Unmute and tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how you're feeling. We can start with Joshua. Joshua, how you feeling? 1 to 10, fast.
Normal.
Okay, that's good. Mira, what about you? 1 to 10.
9.5. Those questions look very scary.
They do look scary, yeah? I'm not gonna lie, they do look scary, but we go make it. Jeremiah, send any chat. I know your mic not working. Precision. I don't know how to say your name. I'm very sorry. You go how to drop it in the chat for me. Oh,
So it's okay, it's pronounced Briseus.
Precision.
Briseus, yeah.
Okay, good. I will.
I feel okay with it.
Was there anything I didn't understand?
No, I'm okay with circle theorem, actually.
Okay, nice. Ivan, on a scale of 1 to 10, how you feeling?
8.5 around.
All right. Okay. Desron, Kadisha, Jada, Adetola, Sky. Tell me, guys.
All good so far.
9 too. Till we're ready to ask the questions.
Okay.
Yes, about a 9.
9, all right. Well, let me test all you, right? Let me test you guys. Question time. So any questions, I usually call the center O. Okay. Right. Okay. I could make this more complicated. Actually, I will leave it like this for now, right? So I want you guys to tell me. So tell me the names for. Tell me the names for number 1. I want you to tell me what A to B is. I want you to tell me what C to D is. I want you to tell me what O to D is. I want you to tell me what O to E is. And I want you to tell me what would I call, right? What would I call shape CEO. Right. All right. So do those questions for me and send a picture. Yeah, do those questions for me. Before I could actually move on to the circle theorems, I still had to go through what tangent is, and I should look at triangles. Yeah, but I'm gonna give you all 4 minutes for this. 4 minutes. 4 minutes on the clock. Simran, how are things looking? Looking up or looking down?
Looking up for now.
That's good. That's good. Desron, remember angular elevation, angular depression, them things? Remember that? The angular elevation is when you're looking up, and the angular depression is when you're looking down. Remember that?
Yeah.
With Varun and Medha. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we only elevating today. We're not being depressed. That's good. So Desron, you get through with questions 1 to 4 yet? Hi, Desron. Questions 1 to 4.
One lead on, a lead on.
Okay, good.
What's that, Andy?
All right, nice. So as soon as I finish, send me a picture. All right, Desron, let me see what you have there. So Desron, first one is correct. Second one is correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one is correct. And B is correct as well. Desron, make up you. Right?
Real.
Right? And Desron, real bad man. And you know what I mean? Desron?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Real.
Everybody sending me the correct thing. That's excellent. So Simran, let's do the questions together, right? So Simran, AB, right? This is AB. What would I call AB?
Nicole?
As a chord, right? Yes. Let me get some confidence, some energy. You're sounding a bit nervous. Yeah. Things looking up. You gotta be confident, right? So C to D. What do you think C to D is?
Diameter.
Yeah, a little better. I hear any confidence. What would O to D be?
Radius.
Right? And O to E. What is O to E?
Radius.
Right. And what would I call the shape? CEO. CEO. That shape. What do I call that?
That would be a sector.
Bam. You're ready for CXC. CXC are ready for you. Are you ready for them? Right? I'm gonna add some more questions. Part C. Right? If AB actually, yeah, if AB is a chord, which segment would be major and minor? So on your diagrams, I want you to shade and label which one is the major and which one is the minor segment. So AB is a chord, right? So what I want you guys to do is like shade it, and you could call this whatever segment that is, right? And you could shade this in a different pattern. Maybe you could do a bunch of X's or something, and draw arrow and label it whatever segment it's looking like. So Jada, I see you delete the message. You do something a little sus. Was it wrong, Jada?
No, I sent you a picture from the last class, and I realized I sent it twice.
Oh, okay. You know, it's been a while since you had maths on your phone like this, and
This amount of maths, yes.
yeah. All right, so I don't know why I give all you 3 minutes. 3 minutes is too much. I'm gonna give all you 2 minutes. Take 2 minutes and answer this question. So I want you, if AB is a chord, show me which one is the major and show me which one is the minor. Do that for me. So Jada, were you able to recognize what each of the lines were properly?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. You need to be able to do that, because the theorem's gonna have a bunch of stuff in them. Adetola, I must say you have a really nice handwriting. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, nah, that handwriting really neat. Not gonna lie. That look like a font or something, right? Desron, you are correct. Good job, Desron. Right, so you'll still have like 40 seconds, right? Send more of the diagrams fast. Yes, Simran, that is correct. Big up yourself. Simran, did you do physics? You ever did physics before?
Yeah, when I was in Form 3.
Did you write it as a CX?
No.
Nah? Oh. Okay. I was gonna tell you that the pattern you use for the minor segment is kind of looking like a cosine or a sine wave. I don't think you're getting a reference though. You know what a sine wave and a cosine wave is?
Nah.
Nah, okay. All right. So Jada, I've seen a little problem, right? A little problem. So Jada, if AB is a chord, wouldn't you have to draw it all the way up to AB? I notice it's stopping by CD. Jada, you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so make that correction. But you were able to recognize the minor and the major. Sky, that's a lot of hearts. You draw that. How long it take you to draw that all them hearts? I feel like that'll take a while.
So real fast. I mean,
Okay, I had to call you Cupid. That's crazy. So would you draw that pattern for in CXC? Would you use that pattern?
nah, nah,
Nah?
nah, sir.
Why?
I don't.
Why?
So maybe.
Dude, you go make the examiners laugh about something. And they can't give it wrong. What do you give it wrong for?
I sir.
Right, so let me just take this, bam, put it over here, do the corrections. So I'm going to eliminate everything else that is not A and B. Obviously, a little had a luxury in the exam. And I tell you all this, sometimes, right, the diagram just gets so crowded, it's be crazy. Real crazy. Let me show you what I mean by that. Yeah, like sometimes it's a little crazy. Right? So all of us were able to recognize that this will be the minor, right? And this will be the major. Great. So more things you should know. More things you should know, right? More things. More things. Does anybody here know what a tangent is? What is a tangent? Does anybody know what a tangent is? Based on his silence, I guess not. Sky, you know what's a tangent?
I've learned it before, but it's been a while since I kind of forget.
Okay. All right. Simran, you know what's a
So
tangent?
is it like a triangle kind of thing in a circle? That makes sense?
You see that because it's some kind of sound like triangle. Tangent, triangle.
Yeah, like in the diagram, the triangle in the circle.
Nah.
No?
Oliver, here he's saying you're going off on
So
a
is that when the line touch the circle, but it's like at the bottom of it? Trying
now.
to remember.
You're kind of closer. A tangent is a line that only touches the circle at one point, right? So a line that touches the circumference at one point. Yeah. So let me give you an example real quick. So we have a circle. Cool. Now, and all of us could agree that if you have a circle, right? And if you draw a line, the line will cut the circle 2 times. I'll see what I'm talking about. Let me know if you see what I'm talking about. If you draw a line, and the line gonna cut the circle 2 times. We seeing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mira, are you seeing what I'm talking about? Like if you draw a line and take it cut the circle at 2 points.
Yeah.
But if I were to draw a line like this. Okay, first of all, this wouldn't be a tangent because it's not even touching the circle. What about now? Entered. Wait, let me make it very precise. Okay. All right. Use a different color. All right. Mira, how much times is that pink line interacting with the blue circle? How much times?
One time
One
at
time.
the middle.
Now we don't have to be the middle. If I were to continue drawing this line, right, it wouldn't say it's the middle, right? It's not necessarily at the middle. You'll see some diagrams that look like this. Yeah, literally, you'll see some diagrams that look like that. So not all the time it will be at the middle. All right. So this is what makes something a tangent. Simran, can you see that the tangent kind of like it grazing the circle? See that? Like it grazing the circle. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Jira, you understand what I mean by it grazing the circle?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
do.
Okay, so Jira, I have a question for you. Tell me, would this be a tangent? Would that be a tangent?
No,
Nah. If you zoom up, right? And
because it touches the circle twice.
yep. CX, you like to be sneaky, eh? I gotta pay attention to these things. You don't want to be caught lacking. So, Mira, this line I draw here, it was close to becoming a tangent, and it was close, but not quite. Yeah? Tell me if you understand that.
Yeah, understand.
Cool. Let me give all you one more diagram. Now, a tangent could be anywhere as an egg. A tangent could be at any point in the circle, eh? Don't think it could only be over here. Let me give all you another example. Would that be a tangent? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sky says yes. Mira, what do you say?
Yes, sir.
All right. Kadisha, Adetola, Joshua.
Yes, sir.
I'm scared to say your name. Chris,
I understand, sir. It's fine.
Say, I don't teach English, eh? That's my excuse. But Perseus, say one more time.
Perseus. You could say pre for short.
Perseus. Okay, I'll try my best to remember that. Perseus. Cool. So Perseus, would this be a tangent?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What if I did that? Is it a tangent now?
No, sir.
How about like now? Do you think that's a tangent?
I don't really think so.
So Perseus, let's look at what a tangent means. That means a tangent means that a line touching the circle once. How much time this line touching the circle?
Twice.
That's not a tangent. That's a red flag, right? That's a red flag. So this is a tangent. Cool. A tangent, yeah. Like that. We love this. This is a tangent. This is a tangent. This is not a tangent. This is an imposter. This is an imposter. Right? It's also a red flag. Ladies, stay away from this. Right? That's a red flag. Right? Fellas, I'll let to it. Hardly have any fellas in class, but stay away from red flags. So, does everybody understand what a tangent is? Let me know. Yeah, no, maybe, potentially. Jira?
Sir, I could ask one question, please.
Sure.
When like in the past paper, right? My old school actually did one of the past papers. It have like the tangent does look like a cone, right? Like two tangents touching the circle.
I know exactly
But I don't know.
talking
Yeah,
about
I
this.
don't know because sometimes, yeah, it does be kind of tricky.
Talking about that end.
Yes, sir.
All right. So does this line touch the circle at one point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Does this line touch the circle at one point? Well, wait a minute. Yeah or no?
Yes, sir.
Right? It's a tangent. Simple. Once it grazes in the circle, it's a tangent. Don't let the diagram confuse you. Once the line grazes in the circle, it's a tangent. Yeah. And the specific circle theorem you're talking about this one. I don't think it here. Talking about this one. You have this theorem.
Yes, sir. Something like that.
All right, so we know it's a tangent. If all you need time, tell me, copy that down. Right? Yeah. Anybody else realize that I had class on 9/11? I didn't plan that. I realized that just after teaching you Form 4s, I realized that. I didn't realize I did that. Anybody realize that? Sky, you realize that?
No. I think so.
I don't understand why I do that. I didn't do it on purpose. Yeah. All right. Jeremiah, I'm glad to see a 10 on the chat. I need to put somebody in charge of chat duty. Who wanna be in charge of chat duty? Who wanna be in charge of chat duty? Who have a big mouth here? Who like to talk? Sky, I have a feeling you like to talk.
So what this is exactly supposed to be doing? Like seeing who say what?
Say that again?
Like if somebody says something in chat, I would have to say
Yeah.
XYZ said that.
Yeah, just do that. Because as Carl said, the chat when I teach him. Yeah. All right. So as soon as you have that copy down, let me know. We'll move on. So I'm gonna say a word, and somehow you might get real scared. Right? Jada, tell me if you get scared when you see the word. Subtended. How much people get scared when they see that word? Subtended. Nobody gets scared?
I never hear that word before.
Never
So
heard
I hope pretend I know what you're talking about, right?
subtended.
So I confused. First time.
I like to hear that. Now, I don't like to hear all you're confused. I just like to hear all you admitting that all you're confused, right? I know I'll lose some people when I mention that word. You can see what that word means just now. But right now,
Sir, I never heard that word before, but
pretty sure it's only something complicated.
I just Google it. I find out.
Okay, cool. I will draw a diagram just now. Does everybody have this copy down?
Yeah, my internet.
Okay, word. So let me move on to what subtended means. Ivan, I'm hearing a lot of background noise. But Ivan, you okay with everything so far?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Number 2. What is subtended?
Chat in the kitchen.
Say that again?
Subtended means like touching.
Not quite. Nah. We just use subtended when we're talking about angles. All right, so subtended. Let me give a little example quick. Draw a circle. All right. Actually, I should give all you the diagram without a circle first. That would be less confusing. I hope. Briseus. I hope I say your name correct. Briseus. Angle B looking like how much degrees? Just give my estimate. If you had to say.
I will guess, but like 45 degrees.
Okay, yeah, we call it 45 degrees, right? Let me just completely triangle. So I could call this B. I could call this, A. I could call this C. I would say that the angle 45 degrees is subtended by the line AC, right? So angle E, which is equal to 45 degrees, is subtended by the line. So, Briseus, you're probably still confused. But what I'm saying is, if the angle is over here, right, Briseus, or Ivan, if you're not talking, mute yourself, right? Because I hear a little bit of noisy, right? If you have a question, unmute.
Alright.
Yeah. Briseus. So we have an angle here, 45, right? Isn't this side opposite the angle? AC.
Yes, sir.
Right. So whatever side is opposite the angle, you would say that the angle is subtended by that line. Briseus, another way to think about it, right? Wouldn't this be the 45 degrees?
Yes.
Because of that 45 degrees, wouldn't I have a length in the middle?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that length, I would call it AC, and
Yes, sir.
right. If I make this line bigger, we're gonna have to the angle.
It will become more.
Yeah, exactly. Watch. If I make this line real big, we're gonna have to the angle. Can I get bigger, right?
Yes, sir.
So this angle over here and this side, they have a relationship. So I would say angle B is subtended by the line AC. And how I know it's subtended by the line AC? Well, this side is opposite this angle. So they would affect each other. I still feel like people confused. So I'm gonna go it over again. Mira, are you confused?
Yes, kind of.
Okay, let me go it over one more time. Let me use a different diagram this time. Mira, give me some letters. Give me some letters.
X, Y, Z.
Right. X, Y, Z. Let me just say we have angle X. What are looking like, Mira? What angle are looking like?
I would like to say 60 degrees.
Sure, we could call it 60 degrees. What is a side that's opposite the 60 degrees?
Y and Z.
Correct. And Mira, just think about it in a logical manner. Mira, wouldn't this be the angle? That's the angle, right?
Yeah.
Because of that angle, and we have a length over here.
Yeah.
Right. And that length is YZ. So what I would say is, I would say angle X, which is equal to 60 degrees, is subtended by what? What do you think? It's subtended by?
By Y and Z.
Yep. That's it. Still confused?
No, it makes sense now.
And think about it, right, Mira? If you were to make this angle bigger, wouldn't this side be affected?
Yeah, the
And if
other side would also have to be bigger.
exactly, and if I make YZ bigger, wouldn't that affect the angle?
Yep.
So subtended is just a relationship. That relationship we see, that's a relationship. So angle X is subtended by YZ. So because we have YZ over here, that would create the angle. Think about it like this. If I draw this diagram here. Okay, let me start off with this length over here, right? Mira, if I draw a length over there, wouldn't that length directly affect the size of this angle over here?
Yeah.
That's why it's saying it's subtended by YZ. I still feel like some people confuse. I will go to any lengths to avoid confusion. Jira, Desron, I feel like all you might want me to go it over a little bit again. Jira, go it over or
No, it makes
I good, I
sense.
good.
I can understand.
all right. I know when people see fancy math words like that subtended, people just get scared. So I'm gonna give all you a question. I want you to try it and send it to me. Okay? Perseus, you understand now?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Perseus, give me 3 letters.
So you could just go back up, please, to take a picture.
Sure.
Yes. Put my daughter to sleep.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Nice. Right? I was asking somebody to give me 3 letters. Who did I ask? Perseus, was it you that I asked to give me 3 letters?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me 3 letters. Any 3 letters.
M and O.
All right, I'm gonna know. All right. So instead of writing angle, I'm going to write theta degrees. Now, again, when people see symbols like this, they just lose their mind. But theta is just a placeholder. Theta could be any angle, right? So you see how we had 45 degrees, 60 degrees? Well, if you're not sure what is the angle, you can call it theta degrees until you find for it and replace it, right? So I want you all to tell me, so fill in the blanks. So angle O, which is equal to theta degrees, is subtended by the line what? So I don't want the answer. I want you to draw the diagram and send me an answer on WhatsApp. Do that. Because if somebody say the answer, then they go spoil it for everybody. It'd be like a spoiler. I don't want that. So may the odds forever be in your favor. I give you only 2 minutes. Handle up that. Or Mira, and now seeing the picture that you sent me for the minor and major sector, I need to correct something, right? So the chord we're looking at is AB. So you see that purple, the purple shading, it really should have gone up to the green line. Mira?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a mirror in the diagram you sent me, right? With the minor and the major. The purple shading really supposed to go up to AB. Because you was looking at AB as a chord.
Okay.
So just fix that.
That why I was looking the same. Because I
Yes.
didn't shade it properly.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because what you actually shade was the... Actually, no. I can't even say that was the... Well, you shade the diameter. That's what you shade. Because CD would be the diameter, right? You shade the diameter. All right, that's wrong. Let me see what you have. Angle theta is subtended by. Correct, that's wrong. Correct. Perseus, that's correct. Mira, you're correct. Adetola, you're correct. Simran, what do you think the answer is?
MN.
Oh God, you see it. Ah, that's okay. That's okay. I think most people guess it. Jira, you understand why it's MN?
Yes.
All right. Joshua, tell me if you understand why we are saying it's MN.
Why was it NM?
Yeah. Why is the answer?
Because well, it's standing. It is because it's standing on that line. Because it's standing on that line.
Yes, that's another way to think about it, right? That's perfect. So let me just explain that to everybody in class, right? So if I were to take this diagram and I were to rotate it. So Kadisha, let me know if you understand this, right? If I were to rotate this diagram, and it look like, and imagine these two sides are legs, and it looks as though it's standing up on MN. Kadisha, tell me if you're seeing that. If I were to rotate the diagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, Kadisha, imagine these two are legs. What is it standing up on?
M and N.
We already drew that one. What about this? If you're looking at this diagram, it looks like the angle is standing up on what?
Standing on A and C.
Correct. So that's another way to think about it, right? Right? Standing up on. All right. Oh, Sky, you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sky, I said I was a bit confused. Let me clear up that confusion. Kadisha, Kadisha, please mute. Oh, okay, thanks. Right, so Sky, I'm gonna go over the two explanations, right? Right, Sky. So Sky,
Yes, sir.
if we have this 45 degrees here, right? And just see any 45 degrees?
Yes, sir.
All right. Because of the 45 degrees, so what I just now drew over there, isn't that the 45 degrees?
Yes, sir.
All right. And because of the 45 degrees, wouldn't that create a length over here, like a gap?
Yes, sir.
Right. So AC and the angle have a relationship. Let me explain something, Sky. If I were to increase this length, what's gonna happen to the angle?
It will get larger.
It'll get larger. If I were to decrease this side, what happens to the angle? It will get smaller, right? So and you can see that
It
relationship.
will decrease.
And just seeing that relationship.
Yes, sir.
Right. So we're saying that angle B is subtended by the line AC because AC, check this, right, Sky? So Sky, if I draw this line over here, wouldn't that directly affect what the angle is?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's one way to think about it, right, Sky? Let me know if you understand that way as well.
Okay. Okay. So basically, depending on the line AC, it affects the.
Exactly. This line controls this angle, if that makes sense. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
Because if you make that line bigger, that angle gonna get bigger. If you make it smaller, that angle gonna get smaller. It's the same thing in this diagram. Because of YZ, that controls what the angle is. Yeah. If you make YZ smaller, angle gonna get smaller. If you make YZ bigger, angle is gonna get bigger. Right? So Sky, you understand that 100% now.
Yes, sir. It's affected by the line.
Correct. Another way to think about it is just look at the side opposite to the angle. So if this is 45 degrees, well, AC is opposite the angle. So angle B is subtended by AC. In this one, YZ is opposite the angle, so we say angle X is subtended by YZ. Sky, in this diagram, end MN is opposite the angle,
Yes, sir.
so we say it's subtended by the line MN. As another way you could think about it. And you could also think about it as it's standing up on the line. So Sky, think of these two things as legs. What is it standing up on?
AC.
Right? Think of these two as legs, YZ. These two as legs, MN. Three ways you could look at it. Yeah,
Okay, sir. Understandable.
nice. So,
Thanks, sir.
I need to go through triangles, right? I need to just do a crash course on triangles. I set in the foundation for circle theorem because I feel like, because guys, I'm gonna show you the circle theorems, right? With the knowledge you had before, do you think you would have been able to understand these circle theorems? Like, let me read one for you. This one says angles in the same segment and standing on the same chord are equal. Or let's think I'll later understand that at the start of class. Without seeing the diagram. I'll later understand that. Mira, you would understand this? Without seeing the diagram. Like, be honest.
No.
Nah.
Say yeah.
Ivan, well, I know you're good in circle theorem, right? I know you like circle theorem. Sky, if I did show you this at the start of class, you don't understand that? You don't?
Nah, sir.
Nah, but now you know what a segment is. Now you know what standing on a chord is. We know what those things mean. So we set in the foundation. Next thing we need to look at is triangles, right? Oh, you know what Illuminati is? I don't know if I'm old enough to know about that.
Yes, sir.
I go and draw that over here. Triangles. All right, triangle. Gonna look at triangles, right? The main kind of triangle we need to look at over here is an isosceles triangle. Other than that, you should know what the sum of angles in a triangle is. What is the sum of angles in a triangle? Does anybody know what the sum of angles in a triangle is?
180 degrees.
Does everybody agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So if I were to add up angle A with angle B and angle C, that's supposed to be equal to 180 degrees. Does John remember that?
Yeah.
Good. Right? So let me give you a question now. Let's look at that question.
So somebody is asking a question on the chat.
What did they say?
They asked if they could use the washroom.
Yeah, I don't know, you're posted. Oh my gosh. Yeah, easy washroom. It's easy washroom. Yeah. All right. So something you need to be familiar with is the angle notation. You need to be familiar with that. So, Kadisha, give me three letters. Three letters. Three letters.
EFG.
Say that again.
EFG.
Okay, wood. EFG. All right. All right, Q. What do you like? I feeling for barbecue. EFG, right? Let me just say that angle. What angle E looking like, Kadisha? What angle E looking like?
You can repeat the question?
Yeah. What is angle E looking like? If you had to say what angle E looking like. How much degrees?
180.
What? Nah. 180? Let me show you what 180 would look like. This would be 180 degrees. 180.
Oh, no. 45.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let me tell you.
Sorry.
That's okay. I cannot say it.
Your video is kind of lagging. Well, my internet is bad, yes. Because the area.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be
Yeah.
180. Let me actually measure it and see where it is. So, Kadisha, if we measure that angle, starting from 0, 10, 20, 40, actually that's more or less 45. You're bad. Yeah. Right? It's 45, watch. It's more or less 45.
All right, I'll take back that.
Yeah. 45, right?
Yes, I've seen it.
Let me call this I look bigger than 45. That's like 50 degrees.
Yes, yes.
So if we have this information, I would like you all to find for I want you to find for angle. But I'm not gonna say angle, eh? This is how they like to write it in CXC. They would say find for angle FGE. That's how they would write it. What do you think they mean when they say FGE? What angle do you think they're talking about? Let's run. What angle do you think they're talking about?
Define for G.
Define for G, right? And if anybody is confused, let me show you this, right? So Perseus, is it?
Yes.
So does this notation confuse you at times?
No, sir.
Yeah? Okay, well, I'm still gonna go into it for anybody that might be confused. Watch. FGE. FGE. What's in the middle, guys? In the middle you have G. Could somebody tell me fast? Angle G would be subtended by what line? What line would subtend G?
So EF.
EF, right? Bam. Cool. So they want us to find for angle G. We can recognize that. How would I find for angle G? Let me see if I can figure that out. So I give you yeah, well, I'll give all y'all a minute. So giving all y'all a minute. Do it fast and send me the answer on WhatsApp. Perseus, don't tell me the answer just yet. Right? After I finish circle theorem, I want to do matrices. I'll do matrices. I'll start with the problem topics first. But we could take like 4 sessions to finish this entire thing, and I don't want to rush it. Perseus, that is correct. Right? Did anybody get the answer? Jira, did you get the answer?
I think so.
Tell me, Jira, what was the answer you get?
Tell you it or
Yeah, tell me.
85 degrees.
Yes, say that like it was kind of scared to say the answer.
I kind of was.
Nah, no worries. I'm not judging anybody here, and I wouldn't tolerate anybody judging anybody. It's just vibes here. It's just vibes. It's just vibes. If you say something funny, well, we go laugh, but we're not judging you. Right, so you're correct. You want to explain how you got the answer? Try to explain it.
Okay, so EFG is equal to 180 degrees.
Okay, if you say if you say EFG, right? According to maths, that would be actually be angle F. Yeah. So you can't say that. You had to say triangle EFG, or you could just say the sum of angles of the triangle will be 180. You can't just say EFG without context. If you just say EFG, you're talking about angle F, which is 50. Can't say that is 180. So we could write down the sum of angles, the sum of. So finish well, how to say Jada. So the sum of what? The sum of
All angles
right? The sum of all angles. That better than why I write it. Yeah. Sum of all angles.
is equal to 180 degrees.
Right. Let we add in a triangle, right? So the sum of all angles in a triangle is 180 degrees, right? So if we say in that, Jada, what would be my next line? What would my next line look like? Jada, don't feel shame, man. Run through. Jada, I'm starting to hear crickets. All right, that's okay, Jada. Desron, you there?
Yeah.
All right, Desron. I have two ways you could handle this, right? You could do it more of the algebra approach or the common sense approach. Let me handle the common sense approach first, Desron. So Desron, if I saying everything had add up to 180, right?
Yeah.
And I know what this is, and I know what this is, and I could just add this up and take it away from 180 to figure out the remaining
Yeah.
part, right?
Well,
So
okay, 85.
right. So the first thing I could say is well, I would say angle FGE, that would just be equal to 180 minus open bracket 50 plus 45 degrees. Yeah? Tell me if you understand that.
Yeah.
And that'll be 180 minus 95, and that would be equal to 85 degrees. That's the first method you could take. Was there anybody that didn't understand that method? Sky, you understand what I do?
That is what I did.
Now some of you all might add, you might say, well, you might add the 50 and the 45 separately and then put it over here. That's fine. Right? That's fine. Another way to do it, right? Desron. So Desron, and you know that all of them have to add up to 180.
Mm-hmm.
So I could say 45 degrees plus 50 degrees plus, what's the other angle, Desron?
Angle G.
FGE, right? FGE.
Mm-hmm. Or FG, sorry.
And that will be equal to 180 degrees. We know that. We know that. Right? 45 plus 50 is? That'll be 95. So we end up with 95 degrees plus FGE. And that will be equal to 180 degrees. Now, Desron, what am I trying to find for in this equation? Oh, that's
I
right.
trying to find for G.
G, right? So if I'm trying to find for this over here, what would I have to do the 95 degrees?
I just send it in the back of 180.
Right, yeah, the send it
I
across.
send it to the right.
If you send that across, it's gonna change
I
from
try and go change star minus.
correct. So you're gonna end up with FGE is equal to 180 minus 95 degrees, and that'll be equal to 85 degrees. Either way is correct. Either way is fine. Does anybody not understand either method? Perseus, is there something you don't understand about either method?
I understand it, sir.
Nice. Sky, what about you?
So I understand.
Nice. Ivan, what about you? You good?
Yes, one more thing to look out for. They just actually give marks when you put in the angles in. Yeah.
Say that again?
I said they just actually give marks when you put in the angles inside of the triangle.
No, if they asked you to complete the triangle, then yeah, they will give you a mark. If this is just the question, if the question is just to find for the angle, then you don't have to put it in the triangle, right? But it's a good practice to put it into the triangle. So we could just draw an arrow and put that as 85 degrees. Yeah, right? Good question. Desron, I'll take it that you understand. Jada, you good?
Mm.
Joshua, you
Yeah,
understand?
I good.
Understood.
Nice. Mira, Simran,
Yes, sir.
nice. Adetola, am I saying your name correctly? I don't want to offend anybody.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. You understand?
Yeah.
All right. Liana Reynolds, I believe you were the person I just spoke to on WhatsApp.
Yes, sir, that's me.
Okay, nice. Now I know you're coming to this a bit frantic, you know. We nearly finished. Class finished at 9:30. So let me just explain what I do so far. We looked at the different properties of a circle. So like what the radius is, the diameter, the chord, whatever. We covered all that. We covered the whole concept of a circle. We looked at tangent, and now we just doing a crash course on triangles. So we said that, you know, if you add up all the angles in a triangle, it will be 180. So that's what we at. You understand that?
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem. So we adding up all the angles in the second method. In the second method, we adding up 45, 50, and we adding up this angle, and we putting it equal to 180. Then we simplifying. So 45 plus 50 is 95. Right? Then I move it across, and that would leave me with FGE. So FGE is 85 degrees. That was one way you could have do it. And well, the other method would have been to just simply add up these two and take it away from 180 if you wanted to find the remaining angle. So these are the two methods. So Liana, you understand or?
Yes, sir, I do. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So guys, I take it that we understand that. Let's move on to the isosceles triangles now. Let's do that. Before I tell all you what it is, does anybody know what an isosceles triangle is?
Base angles are equal.
So the sides are equal.
Joshua
That's it.
and Sky, yes, both of you guys are correct. So isosceles. Let me hear how much of you guys spell that thing wrong. I remember when I was in Form 5. Boy, I can never spell that. Can never spell that. I used to write ISOCELES and what kind of shipping this. Simron, you just spelled this correct?
No, how I pronounce it and I spell it.
Is a interesting word, eh? Isosceles. Yeah. So an isosceles triangle, things to know. Number one, base angles are equal. And the last thing was with all triangles, the sum of angles is 180. Sum of angles is 180 degrees. Kadisha, when you hear the word base and you think of something standing up on the base, yeah or no? When you hear the word base,
Yeah.
right? So I'm gonna draw a triangle. If I draw this triangle, first of all, let me just label the vertices. Let me just call this A, I'll call this B, and I'll call this C. Tell me, Kadisha, which two sides looking equal?
A and C.
A and C. I think you mean to say AB and
Well, yeah.
because you see, because A could be this over here.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I mean.
That'd be clear of what we're looking for. That triangle era. Kadisha, I'd have hearing real TV in the background. Real loud. The TV, it's sounding like a TV real loud. Right? So side A, B, and B, C would be equal. So, Jada, you with me so far? I'm saying that A, B, and B, C is equal. Tell me if you understand that.
I do. Also, you hearing me, right?
Yeah, I hearing you. I hearing the
Okay.
sleepiness in your voice. Like, I feel like,
No, because when you was calling on me before, I was talking and I don't think you was hearing, and then my screen freeze.
oh, shucks. Well, I hearing you now. Thank God. Hearing you now. Jada, I had to hear more energy. You're sounding like you're gonna keel over with water.
But man, I heard it.
You tired?
Yeah.
It was sticking for a minute because you went to work today. Guys, am I breaking up badly on your end?
Oh, no.
No?
No, sir.
Okay. Jada, I feel like your internet's giving a little trouble. So Jada, I'm saying that AB is equal to BC. Now, in the questions, do not assume it's an isosceles triangle unless they say it is. So they would, if these sides are equal, they would put one line like that on either side. Now we need to understand what is the base angles. So I was saying a base is like something would stand up on. So Mira, if you put a triangle on a table, what would the triangle stand up on?
A and C.
Right. So the base angles would be this angle over here and this angle over here. These are the base angles, and they're supposed to be equal. So I would say, what I would say is I would say angle A is equal to angle C, and in CXC they wouldn't say it like that. They would tell you, they might say BAC is equal to what? Simran. If I want to write this angle in this notation, how would I write that? Let me see if you can figure that out. So angle A, I would write that as BAC. Tell me, Simran, how would I write this angle? Kiana here and Simran. Adetola. You there?
Yeah.
All right. So if I wanted to say that this angle is equal to this angle, how would I write the notation for angle C? How would I write it? So I would say angle A is BAC. Why? Because BAC, this angle over here. So how would I say angle C using this notation? See if you can figure that out. BCA? That would be correct, right? You have it there. Is there anybody that's confused by this notation? Tell me now, guys. Jeremiah,
Yeah. Right.
Simran,
Okay.
Simran.
Yeah.
You want me to explain it back?
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. So angle A. So Simran, let's look at where angle A is, right? Simran, wouldn't angle A be in between this side and this side?
Repeat.
So Simran, if we're looking at angle A, right? Wouldn't angle A be in between this side and this side?
Yeah.
Right. So if it's in between those two sides, then I would say B, A, C. B, A, C. And that would be angle A. You want me to go it over one more time?
No, understand.
All right, no problem. So
Wait.
let's figure out this one now. So that angle would be in between BC and CA. So how would I write that?
BCA.
Correct. Yep. BCA. Lovely. So big up. Is there anybody that?
One question.
Sure, tell me.
It might sound stupid, but anyways. So like if you like to just go and do the January paper, right? I'm talking about you. Would you like get 100% on each paper? Paper 1, 2, and 3. Like 100%.
Knowing myself, I'd probably get like 90 something. I just always make some silly mistake. I just always make some silly mistake. I'll be honest, I might get 90 something, like 95 or something.
Oh, well, that's still good.
Because even in my engineering maths, like let me show you like my engineering maths. I just get like 90 something. I just never get 100. I just always make some mistake. I don't know why. Like this kind of maths we doing. Like I just always make some small mistake. Yeah. So like Ivan, you see this? It's like 2 pages I working.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just make some small mistake, like, and then again you're under exam conditions too, so yeah, you don't really get time to check over as much as you'd like. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's continue. So let me give you all an example now. Right? Let's look at an example. Oh, you all could copy that down. Actually, let me give you all a question. So, Perseus, if I were to give you an isosceles triangle, right? I'm gonna give you an isosceles triangle. I'm not gonna tell you it's isosceles. Obviously, you know it is isosceles now, but I'm just going to put in these lengths. So 7 centimeters over there and 7 centimeters over there, right? So we know it's isosceles. And if I were to tell you that this angle here is 35 degrees. Actually, let me change that to 34.
You still teaching, boy?
Yeah, boy, Tevon, boy. Yes, I'm still teaching. Class finishing in 6 minutes.
Aye.
Kadisha, I was asking for you, boy.
I reach.
Kadisha, look at
Hey!
What's good?
Nice to hear you.
Yeah, you too. Vibing tonight.
Yeah, boy. We passing maths in January.
For sure.
Bet. That's the motive.
Go on, 100. Kadisha, 100 fit?
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Distinction for that.
Mash up that. So, we have a question. I have two sides and I have an angle. Now, I want you guys to figure out what the base angles are. So, let me just put X, Y, and Z. The question is, find for, right? I want you to find for Y, X, Z, right? And find for, right? It don't make sense, right? So find for Y, X, Z, and prove that Y, X, Z is equal to Y, Z, X. Yeah. That's out there. So when you finish copying down the notes for isosceles, I'll wait to try that question. So Simran, how things looking? Things looking good, bad? Things looking?
Bad.
Things looking bad?
Yeah.
We not like fear that.
Tivon, things looking bad?
For me, things looking alright. Although I sleep, but right now things looking alright.
Okay. So Simran, what about this making you feel to lose your mind? What exactly making your head spin?
The Y section. I'm trying to figure out how to find it.
All right. Here what? I feel like I could do this question with you guys and then give you all a question to try by yourself. So Simran, we'll do this question together, right? So first things first, Simran, what kind of triangle is this?
The isosceles triangle.
Right. It's an isosceles triangle. Right? It's an isosceles triangle. And if that is the case, Simran, then angle X and angle Z should be what? Tell me, Simran, in an isosceles triangle, the what angles are equal? Let me check.
The base angle.
Do you understand what I mean by base angles? Or that part a little confusing.
Isn't that with the AB and BC started on?
Wait, how
That's
is
a good way to think about it. When you think about like base, you think about like a foundation.
yeah, you could think about it like this triangle on a table, right? If it's on a table, then it goes stand up on the base.
Exactly.
So, Simran, you understand that if it's a triangle, right, and you put it on a table, wouldn't AC be the base? Simran, tell me if I'm losing you.
Yeah, you kind of did.
Okay. Let me draw another diagram, right? So, Simran, if you have a TV, the TV does stand on its base, and
Yeah.
okay. It's another example of a base, like the base of a chair. And that chair would stand on its base. The base is just the bottom or something. That's all. So, Simran, imagine you had a table, right? You have a table here, and you place a triangle on top of it. Right? You have a triangle here. The triangle would sit on the table, and you can see that?
Yeah.
And it would sit on its base. So what's the base, Simran? Is it over here, over here? 1, 2, or 3? What's the base?
3.
3. Now, base angles just means the angle at the base. That's it. So these two angles over here. So Simran, let me know if you understand that.
Yeah.
Nice. So Simran, imagine that table over here, right? The triangle would stand on which side?
XZ.
Correct, XZ. So the base angles would be here and here. Yeah or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Cool. So you're with me so far. I didn't lose it yet.
No.
Good. They want us to find for y, x, z. We need to figure out what angle is that. So let me show you how we could figure it out. They have two ways. You shortcut. What's in the middle here? This is the shortcut, right? Simran, what's in the middle?
X.
So angle x. That's the shortcut. It don't get much easier than that. Whatever is in the middle, they're talking about that. You understand the shortcut?
Yeah.
Okay, the other way to think about it is like this. So y, x, z. Y, x, z. Watch. Y, x, z. Would any angle be over here?
Yeah.
So that is by where? X, Y, or Z?
X.
X, right? Yeah. So you understand that we're trying to find for this angle.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So I'm going to show you the quote-unquote common sense approach, and then the more mathematical algebraical approach. So Simran, a triangle. What if I add up all the angles? What is all the angles gonna give me? If I add up all, what am I gonna get?
180.
Correct. And Simran, these two angles are
Equal.
correct. So if I were to, and tell me if I lose here, right? I know it have to add up to 180. So if I were to subtract 34 from 180, I will do some quick mental maths. That'll be 146. That should be 146 degrees. Simran, if I take away 34 from 180, I get 146. You think you understand why I'm doing that?
Yeah, to find how much if you add the two equal signs, how much it will come out to?
Yeah, that's it. That's it, right? Because Simran, if this is 34 and I take it away from 180 and the other two angles had to add up to 146.
Yeah.
Lovely. And I know that these two angles have to be the
Same.
so I would just divide 146 by
2.
right. So that will be equal to 146. 146 divided by 2, and that should be 73. Just verify that.
Yeah, correct.
That
I get
correct?
that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, let me know if you understand this approach.
Yeah.
Does everybody understand this approach?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Nice. I'm not hearing anybody confused. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Let's Stefan. You understand this?
I'm saying no.
Wait. Let me bring back some memories there, boy. Wait. Apparent power.
Boy,
Apparent power.
real power, imaginary power. You do me that.
Wait, no. The real power is be over here, I
Yeah,
believe.
the real. Yeah, that's really real power. Remember, I have to draw think is a right angle. Apparent power, go imaginary power is like the next line up there,
That is
and
the
then apparent power is the hypotenuse.
yeah. That's it. Bring back memories. You got how to do that in the end of term. Good luck. Good luck. For those who don't know, Stefan and I, we completed our bachelor's in electrical engineering. And like it had this one teacher that just can't teach for nothing. Yeah. And Stefan doing back that course. So I wish him luck.
I go mash it up with
Yeah, you go mash it up for sure. And in all the way in the bachelor's, we have to apply Pythagoras theorem. Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no triangles.
Yeah, I don't know your triangles. Right? So Simran, you understand how I get YXZ, right?
Yeah.
Let me show you the other method. So Simran, we know it's an isosceles triangle. So check this out. If it's an isosceles triangle, I'm going to say 34 plus 2x, and that should be equal to 180 degrees. I feel like I confused it there. Let me run that back one more time. Simran, and these two are the same?
Oh, I don't understand how where to.
You go see. You go see why, Simran. Simran, and these two angles are the same? How to be the same, right?
Yeah.
Do we know what they are?
No.
Anytime you don't know something in maths, what do you just call it? X, right? So they're the same. So this could be x, this could be x. If you add them, you'll get 2x, right?
Yeah.
And this angle is 34. Remind me, Simran, if I add up all the angles in a triangle, what am I supposed to get?
180. Really?
Correct. So if I add up this, this, and this, I'm supposed to get 180, right? Since these are the same, I could quote unquote call them x. Tell me if you're confused, sir.
No.
Let me say that one more time. So Simran, we don't know what these two are, right? Anytime you don't know something in maths, you call it x. But Simran, if I call this x, and this going to be x as well, because the base
Yeah.
angles is the same, right?
Yeah.
So this, two of them together is 2x, plus this is 34, right? It's 34 plus 2x, and that had to be equal to 180. Have to be equal to 180, yeah?
Yeah.
So if I want to find for x, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move across this positive 34. If I move it across, that positive 34 will turn to negative 34. So I'm going to end up with 2x equal to 180 minus 34. Did I confuse you bad over there?
No.
Nah, okay. What is 180 minus 34?
146.
Right? I want to find for 1x, but I have 2x. So if I have 2 or something, and I want to find for 1, what do I do?
So you carry across the two by go to into division.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I move it across, so it turns to division. Right? So x would just be equal to 146 divided by 2, which is 72 degrees. Do you understand this method as well?
Yeah.
Nice. Right? I really try to show everybody as much methods as possible. Everybody's learned differently. So like the first method mightn't click with somebody, but the other method might, you know? All right. So that's that. So Simran, now we had to prove that the two angles is the same. This is real simple. Simran, and this let me look at what kind of triangle we have. What kind of triangle we have?
Isosceles.
So if it's an isosceles, then the base angles have to be the same.
Yeah.
Right. So FYI, YXZ, that's angle X, and YZX, that'll be angle Z. Just remember that. So they want us to show that the base angles will be equal. So the simple reason is since XY is equal to YZ, which is equal to 7 centimeters, triangle XYZ is an isosceles triangle base angles in an isosceles triangle are equal. Therefore, right, YXZ has to be equal to YZX. So tell me, Simran, did I confuse you real bad over there?
No.
Let me run it back one more time though. I feel like that XY is equal to YZ is equal to 7. Kind of confused, yeah. Like why I say that for? So, Simran, enter an isosceles triangle. Two sides have to be equal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you look at it, and XY, that side is equal to YZ.
Yeah.
And that is equal to 7. So that's why I say this part over here. And since two sides are equal, I know for sure it's an isosceles triangle. And if it's an isosceles triangle, base angles had to be the same, right? We found what YXZ was, right? And that was 73. So YZX would have to be 73 as well, because that's the other base angle. Tell me if you understand 100%.
Yeah.
Nice. So how everybody feeling? Like we done there, but how we feeling? Feeling good? Any questions? Any questions at all?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Tell me. Question.
Normal. No, it's okay. No questions.
So you're real good.
She cooking, she
Yeah,
cooking.
just to really attack the question. It's just to really attack the questions. And
Well, don't worry. I'll give you another homework. Don't stress.
Ah,
I give all this
ah.
because
Pulling a Marcus there, boy.
it's a waiter. Number one in each chat. Right? So this was my first session with a lot of you guys. How was the final was? Any feedback? What the final was like? Was good?
Yes, sir. That was understandable.
Sky was good, right?
Yes, sir.
I lose it anyway.
So just that one time with the other thing, yeah, that I had to explain.
Well, that's okay. Just tell me you're confused and I will explain it to you. Right? And you understand it, so big up you. Right? So that's it for class today. We cover the basis, right? This is essentially everything you need to know going into circle theorem. So next class, we're going to look at all these circle theorems. I'm going to send homework, and I'm going to send these circle theorems for you to start to remember. You have to remember it. So good luck. Good luck, right? So before I go, anybody have anything to say? Any questions?
Drop a one in the chat for homework.
Yeah. Drop a one in the chat if you want homework. That chat
You
gone
get
to them.
do then we're going to do binary boy basic rules.
Dejon say 1-1. All right. Joshua say 0. What going on in the chat, boy? I see
Wait, one.
10, 20.1. Bombo clad.
Man, the man want homework,
No,
but you
that's a
want
bad word to say.
No.
Okay, ruling now they know.
All right, Ezron. Have a blessed night. Thanks for coming to class.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a bad
Good.
word you said.
No, I don't think that's not necessarily a bad word. I don't think so. But Joshua, you don't want no homework? I see a 0 in the chat. Adetola, Simran, Mira, Kadisha, Jada, Liana, Perseus. I think that's how I say your name.
I feel like if I answer that question, you're still gonna give me homework regardless.
Well, it's a majority vote, eh? It's a majority vote. Yeah.
Joshua taking everything, but Joshua ain't want no homework.
Wait.
Because I might have school homework next week. So that's why I say 0.
I'm not gonna give plenty homework, don't worry. Just to make sure they remember this.
Understand that I'm literally involved right now, so
Yeah,
let's move pressure from homework.
don't worry. I wouldn't give too much homework to the point where it's like crazy, but they have a lot of people here who rewriting it, so they need the extra practice. They had the free time. Right? So just do as much as you could. Right? So yeah, that's it for class today. Thanks for coming, guys. See you all here next session. Later, everybody.
Later.
Peace out.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy your night, sir.
Bye.
Thank you. Later.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Bye,
Bye.
sir.